Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the south side as the Orange Star Kindle, we got ftiger. Spawn on the north side as the Cobalt Ice Drake, we got Rex00v. So, let's go and get started. This map is a 3-base map, 1 airport. Big notable aspect is the lack of firepower on Drake's battlecopters, 1 comm tower per person, so his battlecopters should be used sparingly. Kindle, of course, it prefers lower zone properties. With this many properties there, I think on average you should be able to get about 25 properties, which means approximately 75% firepower bonus for high society, so it's a good high society. Not to mention there's a good number of properties here and pretty, I guess, well spread out, so you can get the urban terrain benefits quite a bit. You have artillery and recon now by Kindle, while Drake goes for an APC. Another recon up north. Drake's right now has 12,000 money, so you can go for a tank. Recon infantry and tank. Tank infantry and infantry. Tank infantry and infantry. Maybe a good idea for Kindle Eye for a battlecopter this turn. No, she only has 11,000 money, so she can't really afford a battlecopter. Tank double infantry. Next she have 14,000, so it'd probably be a good idea for her to go battlecopter. It's also maybe a good idea for Drake to go for an A-tier here. Tank and infantry. It's that infantry unit there, interrupting capture. Tank to push forward, and it will be a nice strike onto the recon, but it will leave it exposed to another tank here. Big shot there, not from a property, so Kindle can fight him on equal terrain. Of course, doesn't have vision there, so we'll need to interrupt from capture to get a spot in that tank. Drake has his comm tower, well, Kindle's now just started capturing up hers. The tank may just stick in the woods and wait for a little bit. Then it goes to another piece of woods and was a stealth movement. No spotting there. And that's a lot of Drake tanks up here. We got 4 tanks and medium tank here, as well. So Drake has a pretty good core of tanks. Right now has 5. Kindle right now has 6. But it's a bit more of an even deployment. She has 22,000 monies in the bank as well. Tank. Triple tanks. She has no A-tier in the field, which is a little bit dangerous against, well, a little bit dangerous in general, but Drake battlecopter is not that great. So it is a bit of a gamble, and it's paying off for her. Recon, medium tank, and infantry. So now Drake has a medium tank for both flanks. Kindle has 22,000 income once again. She will need 25,000 monies in the bank before she can think about getting a bomber. Battlecopter, artillery, and infantry unit. Does surround this tank. So that tank will likely be picked on off. Hits both these tanks there, does free the tank. Of course, it uses zone action for that. And right now, Kindle is out in a number of tanks here, so this battlecopter will need to go up north. Tank, infantry, and anti-air. Pops and Urban Blight. Urban Blight is a power that you do, is great for global damage, but you also really have to eye getting ping off some couple select units there to go along with it to make it worth your value. So she does strike this medium tank here. I really do wish players also eye for the boosted strikes, because that is also a critical part of the Urban Blight. Increasing the firepower bonuses from 40% to 80%, which is an absurd amount of firepower bonuses. Though very limited, so you should really eye for that aspect. Tank, artillery, infantry, and battlecopter. Right now is 26,000 in the bank, so you could go for something a bit heavier. Does strike the tank down south, but it is in range of artillery now. Neo tank infantry, so Kindle's gonna have a good turn here, striking the medium tank with artillery. Drake's almost had enough for our Typhoon. Tank hits tank. Interrupts the capture, hits the tank there, and starts fluffing up a property. Does some great hits there. We have now a full Typhoon available. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, and tank. This probably is the last city that's still despicably neutral. Tank, and infantry. Tank hits tank. Tank hits anti-air. You have now another Urban Blight popped, which will of course strike this infantry unit there. The stuff that got fresh deployed. It's the cruiser again, so it's really at 1%. It's this infantry unit over here. A couple of possible properties can be boosted off from. Recon could possibly get... Nope. The Recon can't reach that city. Hits the infantry unit there. Takes off a number of infantry units up north. It's a tank there as well. Feels like Drake's getting a lot of picks off this turn. Kindle does have a large number of artillery pieces here. We've got 4 artillery pieces. Tanks here. Her northern flank's a little bit weak. She needs to get some more assets to their assets, like battlecopters, maybe medium tanks or neo tanks. Battlecopter does finish off that medium tank. Does of course have the neo tank spotted. And pushes down south to interrupt this capture. Will be artilleried. And push over here, it will also get artilleried. But his vision's quite poor. Just has... because neo tanks have poor vision. Beyond to the mountainside does get a good amount of vision there, but now will be shelled next turn. Anti-air, tank, and tank. Battlecopter and artillery strikes the tank there. Neo tank gets shelled. Does spot the unit. Neo tank gets actually a boosted strike onto the Neo tank, but did that before or after before popping Urban Blight, so did not get absurd firepower bonuses. Just good. That's a good firepower bonus there. So Drake's pretty close to his superpower once again. Tank, infantry, artillery. Now the Typhoon activated. After his day-to-day spends, he's at 109,000 versus Kindle's 89, so she's about a full turn behind. Hits the infantry unit a couple times. Hits the E tier as well with the artillery. Battlecopter takes a shot on the Neo tank. More artillery. There's 2 more there, so there's going to be soon to be 6 artillery pieces down south. When it comes to income, 24 versus 25,000. This property is still despicably neutral, waving the French flag. Medium tank infantry and infantry. Battlecopter, tank, and infantry. Looks like the artillery shells the units quite a bit there. That is just a big line of artillery. Somehow I don't think I've ever seen this many artillery over here. And she's actually pushing back Drake entirely. That Neo tank's been pounded. For how long? It's down to 1 health as well on the bridge towards his base. Will Kindle actually manage to capture this property, or at least lock it down? Because I don't think I've ever seen that in a game. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that in a game. Even one where if I just refuse to surrender, it usually ends in an HQ capture by then. And if Kindle somehow captures up this base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will be in range of this base with a rocket to get booster strikes with a recon spotter. Or go for a pipe runner to also shell the airport, because it can strike both. In fact, capturing this base and pulling out a pipe runner would probably be a great choice for Kindle. It'd be a very super powerful multi-purpose static emplacement. Does pop the urban blight there, strikes this medium tank there. There's actually a good number of tanks on the this urban blight got a lot of good hits there. Let's keep an eye on the day-to-day repairs. But this tank here, anti-air Neo tank gets put down to 1%. Anti-air infantry and tank. Yeah, Drake's going to be paying quite a bit for day-to-day repairs next turn. He will have 27,700. But the repairs will probably be knocked down to 15,000 if I hazard a guess. Neo tank infantry, 10,000. Oof. That was a really good urban blight. Hits the battlecopter. Right, Drake battlecopter pushing down south. Of course, got a laughably poor damage on a artillery piece. Merge to this one. They could merge to get their fuel back up. This 1 health one is actually pretty good for refueling. And Kindle can just simply have her battlecopter strike the other battlecopter, but it's just out of range. Though Urban Blight can soften up. Medium tank strikes medium tank. Battlecopter, tank, and infantry. Does hit that infantry unit there with artillery. Does surround it. 12 or now 9 capture progress remaining. So another 3 more turns here we get it captured. Battlecopter, anti-air, recon, and infantry. Does hit the artillery piece, but in range of medium tank and Neo tank. This Neo tank somehow got repaired up all to 7 health. Infantry, anti-air, recon. Neo tank takes out regular tank. Medium tank hits infantry unit there. Shells infantry unit there. Takes out infantry unit there. Paddlecopter, anti-air, tank, and recon. Drake's pretty close to another Typhoon. Does spot all the heavy armor there. Tank, and infantry. Does find an infantry unit there. Battlecopter, recon, tank, and artillery. Medium tank, infantry, and infantry. Oh, Kindle has a nice even 200,000. How even? That was good hits there. Another Typhoon's now available. And that property is still despicably neutral. Does strike the tanks over here. But that medium tank is now going to be, or Neo tank's going to be in range. Not to mention with a spore of a Typhoon. Anti-air strike battlecopter. Kindle got cold down to 170. Neo tank will get a good strike from the Neo tank. Does finish off that Neo tank. Battlecopter strikes medium tank. He's on anti-air as well. Quite a bit of loss up north for Kindle. Charge water on going blind. She could eye for high society next turn. She does have 26 properties, which makes her income 27 properties for this. So make her firepower increases up to 81%, which is very high to say at least. Goes for an Urban Blight, so does strike the Battlecopter Neo tank here. A number of units idle next to other properties to be receive boost damage. Does take out the Battlecopter there. Does take some hits over here. Strikes up both of those units there, leaving at 1 health. And a 1 health unit on a mountain stop. Still has good vision. Infantry, tank, recon, and battlecopter. Get some good hits up north. Interrupts the capture as well. A lot of picks of infantry units up north. And actually making a threat for the central comm tower. Infantry unit nearby to interrupt it though. Try and flip this property there. 3 capture progress remaining and likely will be captured. A Urban Blight will not stop it. Recon will strike the infantry unit there. Interrupts the capture. Interrupts the capture. Tank, battlecopter, infantry, and APC. A number of these units are very low in fuel. Neo tank, infantry, and infantry. Tank does get struck, and again, anti-air would hit the battlecopter and blocks a bridge. Now the anti-air can reach the battlecopter. Urban Blight there strikes Neo tank here and could possibly get a nice booster strike on this Neo tank. Just need to clean up that unit there. Does spot that infantry tank at the wrong moment. Will this Neotank be struck by a battlecopter? Spots that. Battlecopter's going to charge forward, get a nice booster strike onto the Neotank, and 2 infantry units will help protect the tank. Battlecopter, infantry, artillery. How many artillery does Kindle have in the field? 9 versus 0. She has grit levels of artillery on the field. Yep, medium tanks in range of artillery piece. And too bad not one of them's on the top of property to get really big firepower bonuses. You now have a tsunami available. Pop the tsunami. I had a feeling like maybe a good idea to pop it. None of these units are getting very low in fuel. This artillery piece has 6 fuel, 5 fuel. Battlecopter is 2 and burns 2 fuel a day. It actually will crash the ground, won't it? So yeah, I think that battlecopter crashes the ground. I think it burns 2 fuel a day. Unless it's just 1. Pretty sure it's 2. Insert 162,000 versus 118, so Kindle is a bit behind. Yep, battlecopter does sink to the bottom of the river. Artillery gets a good strike. Okay, it only did 2 points of damage. Another artillery gets a good strike there with a booster strike from the city. Very nice. Does hit that unit there. It does strike the medium tank. Medium tank gets struck there. She needs something to help stabilize this region. A Neo tank's probably a good idea. Nope, she can't afford one. I think she needs to go for medium tank over here. Put some rounds on that Neo tank. Does finish off. Sort of scratched it to death. You've actually knocked out one Neo tank and base knocked out another Neo tank here. So she got a lot of good engagements that turn. Couple flips there. Now it's 23 versus 26. This property is still despicably neutral. Artillery getting struck. Does strike this artillery as well. Got another artillery back here which can help hit the recon. Battlecopter can ruffle its way forward and hit one of these units. Neo tank still lurking right here. Some units there. Oh, the cruiser sunk to the bottom of the HQ. It's 136 versus 105, so about a turn behind. Oh, but she does go ahead and just resign. This is Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching. No, on to the next replay."